The Hunting Public is a channel focused on hunting adventures. But before I go any further, I want to make it clear, no animals are harmed in this video, so you're good to keep watching. As I mentioned, the videos on this channel follow a group of hunters sharing their experiences out in the field. In this particular episode, it was September 25th, 2022, when Nick and Ted woke up early to reach their hunting spot without being noticed. They waited there for a while but didn't see anything, so later that afternoon, they decided to switch locations and headed to a remote public area. After getting into position, they began waiting once again. But what they encountered next was something truly terrifying. Take a look.
So he's got lunch there.
Is he?
Kind of looks like there's a fly or something in there.
Good for him.
He's gone.
Little friend.
Just out here living, you know?
Livin.
Just kidding.
The older you do get, people are going to try to tell you what to do. You just got to keep living, man.
Livin.
Yep, Wooderson said that. Alright, so me and Dad are set up. We ended up getting almost a mile and a half back in here. We're walking this ridge top like we were talking about. It ended up being 3 super fresh scrapes. I mean, they're just like completely pawed down. No leaves sitting on them or nothing. So we jumped up in a tree. Pretty dang high up in a tree. Yeah, real high. And we're actually like directly above one of the scrapes.
At first, it seemed like just an angry man, unclear whether he was yelling to vent his frustration or arguing with someone. But what happens next might confirm what was actually going on.
Right before that last gunshot, it sounded like a truck revving up or something, like in gravel, throwing gravel or something. Yeah. And then that gunshot was like, that one sounded like a rifle. That last one, all the other ones sounded like a handgun. That last one was like,
You could make out a few things they were saying. It wasn't good.
Things we won't repeat on here. But it was like blood-curdling screaming. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that. Something not good's going on. Imagine if we would have ended up warping them on it, how close we would be to that.
We might have been able to see it. That's terrifying.
That is wicked.
gunshot, but sure sounded like somebody did.
Sounds like somebody might have got killed over there.
To me, it honestly sounded like a murder. I mean, a man yelling, "I hate you," followed by multiple gunshots, and then complete silence, and all of this happening in a fairly remote area. Yeah, terrifying. They got out of the woods fast, made it back to their car, and called the authorities right away.
Yes. I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department. Okay. Me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon, but then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. And then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt, and we didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring. My name is Nicholas Andrews.
After calling the police, a few days went by and they made some follow-up calls to check if any new information had come in. But the police didn't find anything and the case was eventually closed. Now I'm left here wondering, maybe it really was a murder and the guy had time to cover his tracks. Or maybe it was just someone so overwhelmed with rage that he needed to yell and fire off some shots to let it out. I honestly don't know what to think. Let me know what you think about it. Nomad Unknown is a channel run by a girl who shares her adventures traveling the country, living in her car, and camping in different locations. Her content is raw and engaging, giving an authentic look into her lifestyle. However, camping in unfamiliar places isn't always smooth sailing. Sometimes unexpected and unsettling encounters happen. In this video, she sets out for a simple overnight camp deep in the south. But what she experiences would make anyone in her position feel uneasy.
Getting out, started on the trail now. It's pretty quiet out here. It's lovely with the birds singing, and every now and then the wind comes through. When I was still getting ready at the trailhead, I encountered 3 young men who are out backpacking on this trail as well, and they let me know that a couple of them had done this trail before. This trail I'm out here hiking is in the CO.AG National Forest in Louisiana, and it's called the Wild Azalea Trail, and it's arguably the best trail in Louisiana. So, pretty excited. It should also be the season for azaleas. So hopefully we'll get to see some beautiful azaleas in bloom and just restore my mental health.
She finally found a spot she liked and decided to set up camp. As she was checking out the surroundings, she spotted a man, someone she had already seen 4 times while walking the trail to her campsite. That's when it hit her. Was he following her? But wait, it gets even creepier.
You ever just come across somebody and the energy is just off? That is what's been happening to me a little bit today. I'm about 3 miles in and I found this spot that I would really love to camp. But just as I was getting here, I saw somebody that I've seen twice already today. The first time I saw him, he only had a water bottle in his hand, no backpack or anything. And I saw him at the trailhead where I parked my car as I was still pulling things out of my car. And at that point, as soon as he saw me, he sort of turned around and headed back onto the trail. I've seen him 4 times, I just realized. And then I saw him as I was hiking. I'd started with my pack up the trail, and he came from behind me, still with just the water bottle. And I didn't hear him at first, but it kind of startled me a little bit. So I moved over to let him go past, and that time was the first time I said, "Oh, hello." And he just said, "Hi." The next time I saw him, he was at a crossroads, and it looked like he was loading things into his car to leave. But I guess he was pulling a backpack out, because even though I didn't say anything to him at that point, I literally just got across this bridge that's behind me, and it was filming some of the wild azaleas. And there he came from behind me again, this time with the backpack on, like an overnight backpack. And I said, "Oh, hello again." I might have even filmed that, although I didn't film him. And again, he just said hi. There's nothing concrete that's wrong with any of that, but it's the feeling of it.
After this, she spotted another campsite close by that felt much more secure and hidden. It seemed like a much better option, so she considered moving there. But here's where things took a turn. She saw something that made her realize she wasn't imagining things. She was being followed. Take a look.
This area that I was looking across at, you see, there's the bridge, you can see that. And then the backpack's right there. I was thinking I was going to camp over there, but I looked over and I saw this area here, the clearing, and I thought, you know what, that's a bit more hidden from trail. I might feel more comfortable and secure over there, so I came over. Why is there a trail cam pointing to that campsite? I don't really know how those things work. Maybe it's not visible on the camera, but like, what else is it pointing at? Right? The heck? Like, here's the trail cam. What is it pointing at? Putting my camera right behind. My backpack is right there. That's where I was gonna camp. Like, that's an established campsite. Looks like this one is too, but what the heck is going on here? First, weird energy. Second, a trail cam pointed at a campsite? Oh, I think one strike, two strike. I gotta get out of here before 3 strikes and I'm out.
Do you think this camera could have belonged to the man she saw earlier? Could it be possible that he set it up while she was filming the wild azaleas? I mean, it was pointed directly at the spot where she planned to camp. Maybe he was watching, saw her backpack there, and decided to place the camera. I don't know for sure, but just thinking about it is seriously creepy. This was her clear sign to leave. Seeing that man 4 times was already unsettling, but now finding this? Yeah, she definitely made the right decision. A woman alone in the woods, unarmed, with a stranger tracking her movements. That's not just unsettling, that's straight up dangerous. Rob Call Nature is an outdoor channel where the creator shares his camping adventures, often taking on unique survival challenges like spending the night without fire or shelter. This time he set out to explore a place he found on the map called Viking Tomb, a location with no photos online. Intrigued, he wanted to see it for himself. He drove as far as he could, but since the site was deep in the woods, he had to leave his car behind and continue on foot. After walking for a bit, he glanced back, only to see some people photographing his car. Take a look.
When you search on Google Earth, if you get close enough to the terrain, there always pops up points of interest, and by pure luck, in the middle of the woods, suddenly popped up a point of interest, and it read Viking Tomb. So I clicked on it, and only one picture taken from that Viking tomb. So I thought that place we have to visit. I just parked my car on the closest road to this place. That's weird. Why would they do that? That really bothered me. Why would they take pictures of my car? So we have to head due west. When I unpacked my car, there drove a car by. They slowed down pretty much when they saw me. And just now, before I left the road into the woods, they made another round and took a picture of my license plate. Maybe it was the landowner. Maybe they thought I was a poacher.
He kept walking, not thinking too much about it. After a long trek, he finally reached the Viking tomb and decided to set up his hammock. As he was getting everything ready, snow started to fall, covering the forest in a quiet, almost surreal atmosphere.
It's 11 o'clock and I've been laying here for about 4 hours. The wind is really cooling down this shelter, even though I'm all tucked in and I've got hand warmers, 4 of them. I just can't seem to get warm, so I'm just laying here shivering. I'm going to pull the plug on this one. Am I hypothermic? No, but it's really uncomfortably cold. We are going to get up, back up, and hike out in the night.
He tried to push through the night, but the conditions kept getting worse. The temperature dropped fast, and soon he was freezing from the cold. After giving it some thought, he realized there was no way he could make it through the night like this. It was too risky, so he made the call to head back to his car and save the camping trip for another, hopefully warmer night. But when he finally got to his car, he saw this.
Well, I found her. My princess in shiny armor. Well, someone has been interested in my car. I knew there was something off. These are not my footprints. The left one is mine, and the right one is the visitor in the night. When we headed out, someone took a picture of my car. Well, maybe they're as curious as I am. Well, that's the... let's just get out of here.
After spotting the fresh footprints in the snow, a sense of unease crept over him. The fact that it had been snowing while he was at the tomb meant these prints were recent. Whoever made them was likely still nearby. That thought alone was enough to make him feel watched. Not wanting to take any chances, he quickly got into his car and left the area. What do you think? Was he overreacting, or did he have a real reason to feel like someone was following him? Dundee Hikes is a nature enthusiast who often ventures into remote wilderness areas to camp, hike, and capture the breathtaking beauty he finds along the way. His videos are usually a peaceful escape, showcasing serene landscapes, diverse vegetation, and the calming sounds of nature. But in this video, things take a very different turn. Dundee comes across something no one ever hopes to find in the wild. It's a moment that clearly shook him, and one that carries a deep sadness. I'll let him tell you how it all unfolded, and then I'll show you the video.
I broke camp at Islip Saddle
that morning, and I decided to do like a mile more of road walk before joining the PCT again. And you know, as I approached the Javis Memorial Picnic Ground, I noticed there was a single car in the parking lot, and it was backed up to the edge. But what really caught my attention was that the back tires were way up on the embankment. So that caused me to walk over and take a closer look. And that's when I noticed the rope that was tied to the back and disappearing over the edge. And you know, I really didn't even think anything about it at that moment. I pulled out my camera and I took a little video, something like, hey, look at this is weird, I guess I'll never know what was going on here. And I started to walk away.
Here's the video.
Do you ever see anything and just think to yourself, what the heck is going on here? And unfortunately, knowing that you will never know.
He started walking away thinking it was probably nothing, just something random. But the thought of that rope kept nagging at him. Why was it hanging over the edge like that? His curiosity got the better of him. So he turned around and went back to take another look. When he looked over the edge, what he saw was deeply disturbing.
Well, my curiosity got the better of me, and I dropped my pack so I could shuffle down and look over the edge. And now I'm hiking back to my campsite where I had some signal so I can call the police and report a suicide. And that is not how I wanted to start my day.
After the whole incident, he explained what really happened. When he looked over the edge, he saw a man with that same rope around his neck. At first, he shouted a few hellos, hoping it was some kind of horrible joke, expecting to hear someone say, "I was just kidding," but there was no response. Realizing the gravity of the situation, he quickly made his way back to a spot where he had signal and used his inReach device to message the camp about what he'd found. They contacted the police right away.
Sent a helicopter out, and I know they're sending ground units too. I don't know if the helicopter can land anywhere here though. Looks like the fire department showed up, so the chopper is moving on to the next thing. Well, all the rest of them got on scene here. I gave my statement to the sheriff, and they said they don't need anything else from me, so I'm moving on.
After that, the authorities actually asked him to stay at the location until the homicide division arrived. Not because he was suspected of anything, but just to make sure there wasn't any foul play involved. It was a standard procedure, but even so, the whole experience was incredibly heavy. Something like this leaves a mark. What started out as a peaceful, uplifting hike turned into something tragic in an instant. It's deeply sad to come across something like that in nature, a place that's usually so calming and healing. And I want to take a moment here to speak from the heart. If you've ever had thoughts of ending your life, please talk to someone. I've seen some of you in the comments share that you're struggling with depression, and I want you to know that what you're feeling right now won't last forever. Things can get better, even when it doesn't feel like it. No matter what you're facing, your life is worth more than any temporary problem. You matter. You belong here. And if you're going through something, say something. Drop a comment, reach out. I promise you're not alone. There are people, myself included, who care and who will be here to listen. We don't want to lose you. You're not alone in this. Nomad Unknown is a channel that features a woman who loves to camp in nature. She lives in her car, which means she's able to go to a lot of different places without always having to prepare in advance. Well, this time she was prepared, but couldn't benefit from that preparation. She was out camping in the Bridger-Teton National Forest when she encountered this.
I don't have my bear spray on me. It's on the other side of my car. Oh my God. Bear! Bear in camp. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm shaking.
Well, to be honest, that bear didn't really care about her. It almost felt like he was just checking in on them, like making sure they were prepared for an unexpected situation. The scary part is, she couldn't get to her bear spray in time, and if that bear had been aggressive, things could have gone very differently. She was trying to move closer to her friends, who had theirs ready, but the bear could have easily charged and done some serious damage before anyone had a chance to react. Thankfully, nothing happened, but when you think about the fact that her hammock was set up a bit further from her car, and that bear could have shown up while she was sleeping there, completely defenseless, it's honestly a really creepy thought. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Mimi is a woman who loves the wilderness so much that she left her entire life behind in North Carolina to start fresh in a camper van, exploring the world and camping in a new spot every day. Ever since then, her channel has focused solely on this lifestyle, but as you can imagine, when you spend enough time in the wild, you're bound to come across some strange moments too. This time, she's at a remote campsite deep in the forest, far from civilization.
Good morning. I slept so hard. I want to get up, but I must. Oh, how's my hair? There's literally dozens of campsites. Dozens. Or at least more than a dozen. What are you doing? So weird. Okay.
After waking up, she decided to go for a walk to start her day with a bit of exercise.
Okay, I'm done being a bum. At least for a little while. I'm gonna go get my steps in. Ooh. I moved just a little bit so I can get some more sun. Solar panel, not that there's been much today. It's been an overcast day. I feel like I'm emerging from the cave. I don't know what got me yesterday, but something got me. You can almost see it. Look at that. You see how it's kind of swollen? It hurts real bad. It does hurt, actually. Rude. That was fucking rude. Oh. The farther you come over this, oh, you can see so far. I have to zoom in with the... I'm just gonna get a few steps in. It did rain for a little while. Made for a wonderful, lazy day. I'm gonna see if I can make it a little farther this time. I don't know why I'm so freaked out. I feel like, what if it's a driveway or something? And I'm gonna keep going. but
Her plan for the day was simple: cook some hot dogs and enjoy the calmness of the forest. So she lit a fire and got to work.
ooh, now it's cooking. All right, let's see if this is better than yesterday. I'm feeling it's not going to be that drastically different. It's just heating up a hot dog, but you know what? Maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be the most delicious hot dog ever in the history of time. It's way better. It's way better than charred wieners. Heck yeah.
While enjoying her hot dogs by the fire, she suddenly heard a car approaching, and that's when this happened.
How you doing?
I'm a little lost, and I'm hoping maybe you can kind of help me.
Yeah, what's up?
So my kid he's 20,
Uh-huh.
but he was hiking around the Linville Gorge, and this is telling me to turn here and go obviously through that gated area, which doesn't look like a thing,
Yeah, no.
to get to his pen. He pinned me there.
Okay, well, I'm assuming you did a trail, right? Like a marked trail.
Yeah, but he said he was like on the side of a road, and he's throwing up, and he's like, come get me. I just drove from Raleigh
Oh, dang.
in my work clothes.
Oh my gosh, so you really are?
Yeah, I was like, I'll be right there.
Oh god, yeah, that's far. Okay.
Do you have
I guess he doesn't know anyone out this way that would have something.
No, he traveled up here by himself.
Oh.
I thought he'd be all like crazy.
Well, we've got quite the situation. Apparently, down that road that I was just walking down, about 2.5 miles, her son is very sick and needs her to come get him, but she can't get past the gate. And there's no other entrance way, because I just hooked up my Starlink to see. There's no other way down there than through that gate, which is very locked. So she's calling 911 now to see if they can come help.
You don't make cool. You pull it on this side. We're gonna have a bunch of rescuers coming in. Going down there.
Get my son.
Is that your son? Okay.
So where do you want me to move? Okay.
How far is
the river, got on the service road. On the map says walk pit, so there's going to be the walk pit that he's on, probably about 2 miles total in from the gate.
Didn't know.
All right, EMS and emergency services are coming out. They're gonna go get him. He's about 3 miles down the road. Well, we're thinking this guy has the key to unlock the gate, so realistically you wouldn't need EMS services because she can go get him, but this guy's apparently really sick down there. She said he's not one to complain. He's been hiking for maybe 2 days, and he was going to set up camp about 2 more miles down, but then he started getting real sick and throwing up a lot. And he called his mom all the way from Raleigh. She drove a little over 4 hours to get here. She's still in her work clothes. So I told her to sit with me at the fire to stay warm at least, but she's so nervous. I understand why. I mean, my gosh. This night's about to get a little bit crazy up in here. All the campsites to pick. I mean, that's wild. I hope he's okay. Well, Would you look at that? I don't really know what to do with myself. They're all kind of leaving right now. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening. Alright.
When you're trying to get away from the city, sometimes the city finds you. They eventually found her son, and this whole situation is a reminder of how important it is to let someone know where you are when you're out hiking or camping in the wilderness. Always have a tracker, a way to communicate, or in some cases, consider not going alone. This wasn't a scary encounter, but it definitely shattered the peace and calm Mimi was hoping for. Thankfully, the woman's son was all right, but it really makes you think, what if he had been seriously ill, unable to get out of the woods on his own, and had no way to contact anyone? What would have happened then? Sometimes it's these close calls that remind us how quickly things can change in the wild. Desert Sasquatch is a channel fully dedicated to the legend of Bigfoot. In fact, that's pretty much all he covers. Like many others chasing the myth, he's never actually caught anything on camera because, well, that's how it usually goes with Bigfoot. But in this particular video, he might have captured something without even realizing it. It wasn't until after he uploaded the footage that his viewers started pointing out a specific moment where they were sure something was there. And surprisingly, they might have been right.
I keep coming across all these bones right in here that I haven't ever... Well, I've seen them, that kind of bone. At first I thought it was something else, but it's just a regular elk bone or something. I thought it'd been like drilled on or something. It hadn't.
The plan for this video was simple. Hike through the forest, investigate a few interesting spots, and record everything, just in case something unusual showed up. But while he was walking, the camera quietly picked up something strange, something he didn't even notice at the time. Did you catch it? Over on the right side of the screen, there's a dark figure moving, almost like it's walking. He didn't see it at all and just kept hiking like nothing happened. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, it's just a tree, or it's nothing. But hang on, just wait for what happens next. Something was definitely moving out there. Imagine going on a Bigfoot hunt and being that close to it without even noticing. Now seriously, what do you think? Did he actually catch the big boss himself, or was it just another person? But here's the thing. If it was another person, wouldn't they have made themselves known? That black figure seemed to be getting closer and closer. Later in the video, he even came across some dead animals on the ground. I won't show that part, but it raises even more questions. Could it have been a bear? A mountain lion? Or maybe Bigfoot? Let me know what you think in the comments. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hey, you can always change your mind. But honestly, I really hope you don't. Arnold Outdoors is a channel all about wilderness adventures, fishing, hunting, camping, and exploring remote places. This time, they head deep into the remote areas of Bend, Oregon, hoping to enjoy a peaceful camping trip away from everyone. But things don't quite go as planned.
Searching for a spot. There's people up here.
That was a spot there that had a fire pit.
Yeah, that's the one we said.
It's kind of too close, yeah.
Too close to this guy because he's right up here.
Yeah.
So we'll see if, when we passed, he was just sitting there. So we'll see if he's setting up camp or if he left.
Yeah.
That's the big if.
If he left, that's home sweet home for the night, most likely.
And if he stayed, then there's another spot back down towards China.
Yeah.
That we're gonna stay at, because I feel that's far enough away to feel safe. For me.
Yeah. So we're in the middle of flipping nowhere. You can't even see nothing. You can see the glow of Bend, I think, back
I don't
that
think
way.
it comes through on the camera, but over there you can see the glow of Bend.
Yeah.
And over there you can see one lone little, or two actually.
Yeah, you can't see.
Fire to me.
Yeah.
Maybe a fire,
possibly
2 or 3 miles off, and another little light way off.
But yeah, we're not going to know what this place even looks like till tomorrow, so.
They thought they found the spot, but
Alright, so we gotta leave. There's creepy-ass people with red headlamps coming towards us out of the woods.
Well, here's what happened.
About 400 yards off.
No, not even. Like 300.
Yeah, 300 yards, and once we parked, back up a little.
That's what I'm doing, man.
They separated from each other.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
There's 2 people with red headlamps on and 2 people with bright headlamps on.
Yeah.
And you can see them moving. We can see silhouettes against the moonshine.
Yep.
With what little bit of lights out here. And you can tell by the way they were bobbing that it was clearly people.
And they were walking towards us.
And it's the kind of red headlamps
that you can't see very well.
You can't see very well.
But you can spot critters and stuff. I don't know.
And,
Too creepy for me, man. And they were splitting up and heading down towards us. So no, we're out of here. We'll find somewhere else. So.
Yeah, they were spreading out and heading towards us.
Oh,
it was pretty freaky.
they decided to search for another campsite and eventually found one. They set up camp, cooked a quick meal, and after eating, settled in by the fire to relax. But that peaceful moment didn't last long, because this is when things started to get a little creepy.
Miles from Paulina Lake. And just with those 2 descriptions, if you drew a couple of circles, you could probably pinpoint our location. If you have the time. But that's roughly where we are. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, kinda.
You hear that?
Yeah, what was that, a gunshot?
Gunshot or a vehicle? Vehicle. Or Bigfoot screaming.
Yeah, Bigfoot, shooting while driving.
Clear as day, dude. Sound like a vehicle on a gravel road.
I caught it on the camera.
Hopefully that was freaky sounding.
Ears up, yeah.
Twice, loud as hell.
Almost sound like gunshots.
It did almost sound like gunshots echoing. But there's lots of people out here.
Definitely a gunshot.
Close. Really close. Like within a mile.
Probably within
half a mile. It sounds like a 22, and it sounds like it's coming from that way.
Sounds like it's coming from behind you.
It's 11:30. Someone must be going to bed. Shooting guns off before they go to bed or something.
Scare all the coyotes off.
Sounded like a 22 to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Cracky, snappy.
Freaks, man.
It really sounds like it's coming from that way to me. I'm gonna turn my head.
I'm not gonna shoot. Unless I show you.
1022.
Hang on.
I feel like we should at least once. Yeah. Just one shot. So they can't pinpoint us, but they know we're here. You know what I mean? I'll shoot Maggie.
Oh, you got an extra round? Don't shoot
I have one extra silver tip.
No, don't do that.
Vehicle.
It sounds like they're moving. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, go. Yeah. You want to get it?
You can do it.
Yeah, that sounds like a vehicle, man. It's revving up. Wow.
Oh.
They're right there, dude. hooting and hollering and shooting. It's teenagers hooting and hollering. Kill the lights. Kill the fucking lights, man. They might shoot at us. Kill it and get low. For real. Fire. Where? It's like, fire, don't fire. God dang, right there. No. I'm pretty sure he said, fire. The one dude said, where? And then he said, God dang, right there.
Yeah,
pointing towards
like
our
a
fire.
Yeah.
Like they saw our fire.
Why were those people even shooting through the woods? What if they had accidentally hit a camper? That kind of behavior is unbelievably irresponsible, especially since, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, this area was known to have other campers around. If the creators knew that, the ones firing those shots probably did too. Thankfully, no one got hurt, but one of the bullets sounded way too close for comfort. It wasn't until the shooters saw the campfire that they seemed to realize how close they were to hitting someone, and that's when they finally drove off. Seriously, what happened to camping? These days, it's not enough to bring gear for wild animals. Now you've got to consider a Kevlar vest, maybe even a tank. Camping just isn't what it used to be. Vahid is an outdoor YouTuber known for creating various tools, like knives and axes, while also enjoying hiking and camping with his husky on different trails and through forests. In this video, he and his dog head out for a hike in the Swedish wilderness, where he encounters something so scary that some might not even want to step foot in the forest afterward. The video starts with him fishing and catching a beautiful fish. After having a good meal, they set off hiking again, this time aiming to climb a rocky hill to get a better view from the top. But as they were making their way up, Vahid's husky's eyes locked onto something down the hill. Vahid noticed this, and when he checked to see where his dog was looking, he saw it.
I think I saw a bear. There are some birds in distress over there. I just saw an animal move. There it is. There it is. Between. There. It's coming here. Hey! Hey! Gå bort härifrån!
In my opinion, that bear had no idea they were there, but now it does.
Kom inte hit! Hör du det? Don't come here. Kom inte hit. Nej. Nej. Nej, kom inte hit. Nej. Nej, kom inte hit.
Kom inte hit! Nej, 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 nej! Nej, nej! Gå bort! Gå bort! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Kom inte hit! Gå bort härifrån! Hopp! 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 Hopp!
The bear eventually left, and they were left alive and unharmed. But now I want to say this. In my opinion, his screaming may have actually lured the bear to them. The bear might have scented something but didn't know what or where it was. He put himself in a difficult situation, and he was very lucky that the giant bear decided to leave them alone. Now, I'd love to hear your opinion and correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, after the bear left, they decided to leave as well, heading in the opposite direction, and thankfully, they weren't followed. Camping Like a Bjorn is a channel from Belgium where the creator shares videos of himself camping all around the country, mostly in different forests. His specialty? Stealth camping. If you're not familiar, stealth camping means spending the night somewhere that's not officially designated for camping, usually to avoid fees or just keep a low profile. Honestly, I think most of us have tried something like that at least once, but sometimes you get caught, and that's definitely not the best scenario. This time, he's stealth camping in a tourist spot. Let's see how that goes.
Hi guys, welcome to another adventure of Boon Like a Camp. Camp Like a Boon. I'm here to do the February challenge, the water challenge set by Basic Stealth Camping and Adventures. Watch his channel. So it's a water challenge, and I picked this spot, a touristic place where people can walk and bike through the water. There are plenty of people walking now, and I have my huge backpack. I fit everything inside it, so no extra bag this time. But I cannot sneak in the place where I want to camp. So I will try the next best thing, and that's to do it more obvious, a bit too obvious. That's also a way of stealth camp. So I will use this stick. If stealthy doesn't work, just go all out. If you look too obvious, they don't expect you to camp.
He started making his way through the area, carefully searching for a good hidden spot to set up camp.
I'm waiting for the people there to leave. Because, hey, that's a nice bird. What I was saying, I'm waiting for those people to leave, because in that forest behind them is where I'm going to set up camp. They're slowly leaving. They're taking pictures of the swans. Guys, there is my spot.
Eventually, he found a hidden spot tucked away in the bushes. Nothing fancy, but just secluded enough that it wouldn't be easily noticed once the sun went down.
I'm out of breath, but let me take this off first. I can show you why I picked this spot.
He got to work setting up his hammock, getting everything in place for the night. After that, he lit a small fire to cook himself some food, which, honestly, might not have been the smartest move considering the whole point of stealth camping is to not draw attention.
It's now, I think, about 9 o'clock p.m. It's dark for some time. I don't expect many people around here anymore today,
because it's Sunday night, Sunday evening, and everybody has to go to work tomorrow. Almost everybody, except me. I have an extra day off, especially for the February challenge. Special shout out to the Stealth Camping Alliance. Cheers, everybody.
After a bit of time had passed, just when everything seemed to settle in, some lights appeared in the distance, and they didn't look like flashlights. As they got closer, it became clear. It was a car slowly moving through the area, like it was searching for something or someone. And then this happened.
Wat? Ja. Kom eens uit. Jongens, kom maar. We kunnen beginnen met een heel bos leeg van verboden kamperen. Ja. Gewoon grote verboden op de domein bosweg, dus er kan een heel gestresseerd proces vertaald kunnen worden in de natuur.
So guys, I got busted. I'm packing up my gear. I'm out of here. I have to go to the office. These foresters, they have an own office here at the domain. And they took my passport, they took 2 cameras. And we will see if what will be the verdict, I don't know. But I don't have much time. I have to pack and I have to walk all the way to my car that I parked further away, and I have to drive to their office and all this stuff. So guys, I'm packing in the dark. What a boon adventure this is. Completely boring. Leave no trace except big tickets. We will see what the future will bring.
He got caught. The car was looking for someone, and that someone was him. Turns out, stealth camping in a tourist spot didn't go unnoticed after all. He was taken to the police station, and this is what they told him. Keep in mind, the voices have been modified in the video because filming inside wasn't allowed, but here's what went down. Well, luckily for him, the police were understanding and decided to let him go with just a warning. But honestly, there's definitely a lesson in all of this. If you're set on going stealth camping, at least try not to draw attention to yourself. Starting a fire, especially in a public or tourist-heavy area, is basically asking to get caught. No, it's not the end of the world, but you can end up with a hefty fine for multiple violations, or in some cases, even face jail time. It's just not worth it. Paying a small camping fee is way cheaper and way less stressful than dealing with fines or explaining yourself to the police in the middle of the night. Luke is an outdoor adventurer whose YouTube channel is all about camping gear reviews and showing that gear in action during his own adventures in various forests. The quality of his videos is insane. Sometimes it honestly feels like you're watching a movie. Plus, they're always super relaxing to watch. But, as you've probably guessed, this video is a little different, and definitely not as chill as the others. This time, Luke's heading out top, camping deep in a remote forest, miles from any sign of civilization.
For this
this adventure, everyone, we are out here in a section of the green forest. There are roots, rocks, and fallen trees everywhere, and everything is super slick. That's because everything here is soaking wet. This is the third week straight of solid rain. There's water literally dripping from everything at the moment. What I need to do first, folks, is figure out exactly where I'm going to stay tonight. I have a tarp set up for this trip. I'm thinking this tree to this tree, with the tarp going this way. The ground here is somewhat level, more so than anything else. It's not perfect, but it will certainly do. This area here is a perfect example of real-world off-trail camping. This is what it's like. Nothing's flat, nothing's even. There's roots and rocks all over the place. This is what you will have to contend with if you want to do what I do. Off-trail, out in the middle of nowhere, far away from other people. What you need to get accustomed to is being satisfied with imperfect conditions. You may not have the best campsite out there, but take a look around. While certain areas suffer, other areas shine. And that is certainly true with this area here.
He set up his shelter for the night and cooked himself something to eat. Now, with the sun already gone down, his shelter was the only light for miles around, a tiny beacon in the vast darkness of the forest.
Good times. How do you all like to cook when you're out backpacking? Comment down below. By the way, there's no right or wrong answer.
After finishing his meal, he decided to start a small fire, but that's when things started to get a little unsettling.
They are a pain to get going though. I've had to light these, relight, light again. But now they're finally taking off. I could have swore I heard something walking through the woods. Something big enough to break branches and whatnot. There are black bear up here, but that would be highly irregular for them to come this close to camp. I definitely heard something though. I just don't know what.
He couldn't quite figure out what it was, so he tried to brush it off, but the sounds just kept going, refusing to let him ignore them. He went to sleep and the night passed without anything happening, but he stayed on high alert the whole time, expecting something to come up. When morning came, he packed up, but there was still one big question. What was really out there? You can clearly hear footsteps really close. Could it have been a deer or a bear? Honestly, it's hard to say. He even shined his flashlight straight at where the sounds were coming from. But there was nothing there, and trust me, you'd definitely notice the size of a deer or a bear. Could it have been something smaller, like a fox? To me, those footsteps sounded heavy, like something big, so I don't think it was a fox. So what was it? A ghost? Well, that's the exciting part about videos like this. You never really know what's out there. Stay aware and keep your guard up. This creator's from Russia, and his videos usually focus on hunting and fishing. They're always super entertaining and relaxing, perfect background content. This particular one was all about fishing deep in the wilderness. It started off really calm, just the usual peaceful vibe. But somewhere along the way, it shifted, and suddenly it wasn't just about whether he'd catch a fish. It became a real question of, will this video end, or will his life?
Спиннинг я с осени не доставал. Еще ни разу не рыбачил. Все, оборудование. Вон сколько всего. Рыбачить буду на вертушечку, вот на такую. Катушка та же с прошлого года. Ничего у меня не поменялось. Пришлось, короче, все это дело обрезать. Сходил, подумал, даже бумага есть. Мало ли мысли записать. Ну все, ребята, спиннинг собрал. Короче, еще один поводок нашел на запас. Такой ядреный, как вот этот чай. Очень крепко заварился. Все, сейчас тихонько пойду, покидаю. В этой речке есть и хариус, и щука. Беру только самое необходимое.
He started fishing, moving from spot to spot, not having much luck at first, just casting and hoping. But then he stumbled across a new spot that looked promising, and that's when it happened.
Кто там? Кто там? Уходи, говорю! Уходи! Уходи, говорю! Вот такие, друзья, блядь, дела. Как идти сейчас непонятно.
Well, next time you run into a bear, just start cussing it out. It might actually work. This guy did, and you could literally see the confusion on the bear's face, like, why is this random human in my house yelling at me? In the US, people are out here yelling, hey bear, trying to scare it off. In Russia, you're straight up roasting the bear like it owes you money. Poor bears, man. The creator was seriously lucky the bear didn't attack. Things could have gone south real quick. Hopefully he had bear spray on him, though he didn't mention it. Honestly, if you're ever out fishing or hiking deep in the woods, always carry bear spray. A gun? Probably not gonna do much unless you're a trained marksman. But bear spray? That stuff actually works. Or hey, worst case, just start swearing at the bear. Who knows? Maybe that'll do the trick. Silver Wolves is a channel all about exploration, whether it's trekking through dense forests, uncovering places with rich history, or venturing into old mines. You name it, he explores it. It's a great channel, especially for those who are fascinated by abandoned or historical sites. In this particular video, he sets out for an overnight adventure, camping deep in Uwharrie National Forest.
Hey, what's going on, ladies, gents, YouTube? I am on my way to the Burkhead Mountain Wilderness area, Uwharrie National Forest. I'm going to be going on an overnight exploration. I'm going to set up base camp and then explore out from there. I'm going to be going off trail. Not sure how brushy it is and how much briars and so forth that's going to slow me down, but it's going to be a challenge. I'm using Onyx Backcountry. I created my own waypoints. There's going to be an old road, ghost road, hopefully I could find. I'm going to call it Old Gray Owl Road. Why? Because it connects to a road outside the forest that is called Gray Owl Road. But I want this video to be more of a how-to guide for people that want to go camping, go exploring for abandoned locations.
Once he arrived, he hit the trail and began hiking toward the spot he had picked out for camping.
So we are following an unmarked trail along the Talbot Creek. You know what, I was thinking of following that trail a little bit further down the creek here, but I think I'm just gonna jump out into the woods. It looks kind of clear, doesn't look too bad. There's a summit. I'm gonna jump back in and start giving you my plan of action once I get to the summit. But I always do this with every video, and I like to mention it, is I always like to feel the area before I really start recording. So
he eventually found a spot that seemed perfect for setting up camp and pitched his tent there. After settling in, he noticed some abandoned houses marked on the map, so he set off to explore them. But as he made his way through the forest, he started hearing some strange sounds.
The stone and that stone right there. Oh shoot. You know what, I'm just labbing on and I'm forgetting where I'm at. No, I know where I'm at. I'm just joking. I'm in the middle of nowhere. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna head back to camp. Coyotes are out. I'm getting a little turned around. It's kind of weird. My GPS was acting kind of funny. I'm not trying to sound spooky or anything like that, but it felt like I was walking, like it was starting to go around in circles before I was getting near the home, the abandoned home. So before I get too turned around, before the coyotes, I just want to get settled in.
That first attempt didn't go as planned. He was stopped by what sounded like coyotes in the distance, so he decided to play it safe and try again the next day. He headed back to his campsite and spent the night in his tent, which thankfully passed without any more strange noises. The next morning, after waking up, he set off once again toward the abandoned house. This time, nothing stopped him, but once he got there, something about the place just felt off.
This is what it's all about. Ooh, I could have done this on a day trip probably, but this is an oldie. Alright, I'm seeing spider webs here. Let me get my stick ready. Approaching slowly. Oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't get here last night. I would have been creeped out. Sure, no snakies. I'm sure there's snakes in there, man. Holy moly, I gotta go in. I gotta take this backpack off. I mean, just look at the way, this is so classic. Look at the way these chairs are just lined on top of each other. It smells like pee a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely pee. It almost smells like human pee. Oh. I got some hunting pictures. I don't know what's in the box, man. Should I look? Let's just focus on something else. Sports Illustrated. I'm sure this became, in probably better condition, a hunting station for the locals. Robert, you should have used the Canon. No, it's just a cubby hole. Alright.
As he carefully made his way through the crumbling house, he came across a set of old, worn-out stairs and decided to head up to the second floor. But just after he reached the top, something unexpected happened.
I hope no crazy son of a gun living up here. I've seen too many of those videos. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, alright, there's an animal in there. Oh. What the hell? Whew. Oh man, my heart's pounding right now. I don't know. I don't want to get bit out here. Nope. Shoot. All right, we got downstairs covered. Whew. Man, son of a gun. Did we look in there? Yeah, we looked in there. Whew. All right, let me get my. Oh man, my heart's pounding right now. Ooh, I'm shaking. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's a squirrel. It sounded too heavier than a squirrel.
I'm not sure what was up there either, but it clearly spooked him, and for good reason. It could have been someone hiding, maybe a homeless person living there who didn't want to be found, or it could have been an animal that had taken shelter under the bed or somewhere nearby. Either way, this video is a good reminder of why it's so important to stay alert when exploring abandoned places. You never really know what or who you might run into. It's always best to make your presence known before entering, just to avoid startling anyone or anything. There have been plenty of cases where homeless individuals were caught off guard in similar situations and reacted defensively, which could turn dangerous fast. Safety should always come first when venturing into the unknown. Shadow Hollow is a channel that was created after the owner captured something on camera that genuinely left him feeling uneasy. Most of his explorations take place at night in the woods, and usually nothing out of the ordinary happens. But this time was different. As he was walking through the forest, he began to hear strange noises, like something was approaching or watching him. He quickly started recording, and what he caught on camera was truly unsettling. Take a look. It was seriously creepy. There were all kinds of noises around him, branches snapping, strange vocalizations, and those wild ducks, or whatever they were, didn't help at all. Their calls just added to the eerie atmosphere. But the unsettling part, the sounds didn't stop. If anything, they kept getting louder and closer.
Where's the way? It was, I think, that way? Or that way? It was one of the two. I'm gonna decide. This way's the way out. What the?
He started feeling really unsettled, trying to come up with a logical explanation for everything he was hearing. But then, he saw something. That was the final straw. Whatever it was, it convinced him to get out of there fast. He didn't stick around to find out more.
Come out here. That's the way out. I don't know where the f*** I am. Yeah. Oh.
The sounds he was hearing didn't match any animal you'd normally expect to find in that forest. They were just off. So he kept moving, trying to get out of the woods as quickly as possible. But then, just as he thought he was putting some distance between himself and whatever it was, he heard something again. He turned around, and that's when he saw it.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like a person, but that doesn't automatically mean it was fake. As I always say, the scariest thing you can run into in the woods is another human. In this case, I think it might have been someone a bit unhinged trying to scare him off, or maybe just a guy pulling a really messed up prank. Either way, if you're alone in the forest and start hearing strange sounds and then see something like that, yeah, you're gonna run. Now, of course, there's always the chance it was staged, but I'm not sure. The way he suddenly started recording and stayed quiet for a while didn't feel like a performance. It felt like a genuine reaction. Something any of us might do if we started hearing strange noises in the woods. Anyway, I'll leave it at that and wait to hear what you think in the comments. And while you're down there, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free and you can always change your mind later, but I know you won't. Also, if you want to be featured at the beginning of one of my videos, make a short intro. Be creative, mention my name, and send it to the email in the description. I promise you'll show up eventually. Casey Anderson is a wildlife filmmaker and adventurer. All of his videos are produced with such high quality that every single one feels like a movie. So, if you love wilderness, I definitely recommend his channel. I mean, the actual wilderness. Not me. Anyway, in his expeditions, he usually sets out to find and film animals. But in this particular video, they end up getting an unexpected guest. He heads deep into one of the most untouched and remote wilderness areas he's ever explored, Nepal's Babai River Valley. His mission? camp right in the middle of it, and try to track down a tiger on foot.
We're headed to one of the most remote regions of the Bardia National Park area, a place called the Babai River Valley. There's only one road in here, and it's the road that we're on right now, and it is a rough one. This road accesses some very remote military camps, and that's the only people that are coming back here. The Terai region is the area, the floodplain, where we spend most of our time tracking tigers, and now we've gone north more up into the Himalayan foothills. It's kind of where that floodplain meets the Himalayas. And this area is filled with all kinds of crazy wildlife, sloth bears, potentially clouded leopards, big herds of elephants, tigers, everything.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, it was time for them to set up camp. After that, they all gathered around the fire and started talking about the dangers lurking nearby, mainly elephants and tigers. With that in mind, they decided it was best to take some safety precautions.
Tigers, rhinos, elephants, all pose danger to us at camp during the night. I've seen the destruction elephants can do to houses in the village, and I can't even imagine what a herd of angry elephants could do to us in our tents.
The biggest danger we face is from wild elephants. Wild elephants will come into our camp, destroy our camp, kill us if they want to. So we've got a few precautions. This is an interesting one I've never seen before. The guys are going around the perimeter of the camp and putting rope and string that's been soaked in kerosene all the way around the camp. First thing, elephants hate the smell of kerosene. But if they do come in camp, not only will they be deterred by the scent, the guys will light the rope on fire, so there'll be a flame barrier all the way around the camp that'll try to keep the elephants out.
They went to sleep with the plan to start searching for tigers in the morning, but what they didn't realize was that the tigers were much closer than they thought. Around 9 p.m., they were suddenly woken up by some loud, unexpected sounds.
Out. Two of them.
Hear that? That's tigers calling to each other. I'm in my tent. And the tigers are talking out there tonight. It's awesome to know there's tigers just outside of camp, and at the same time it's kind of freaky. We'll see what happens.
Throughout the night, they were woken up several more times by other strange sounds.
It's midnight. Hear the alarm calls from a gentle deer. They're coming from back there. Alarm calls. Again, something's out there. The Chittal make very specific alarm calls towards tigers, and that is the tiger alarm call.
In the end, nothing happened to them. They woke up in the morning and got back to searching, and eventually they did find that tiger. But what we take away from this is that camping in the wilderness is always unpredictable. Their plan was to go find the tigers, but somehow the tigers found them. Even though they didn't come close, it's still chilling to realize how near they actually were. Just imagine someone waking up in the middle of the night to relieve themselves in the woods without knowing they might be steps away from an apex predator. It's a reminder that in the wild, you're never truly alone. Every time you step into the forest, it's like walking into someone else's home. Always be prepared. Take safety measures like they did, and try your best never to be out there alone. A group of swimmers were enjoying the water at Lower Calf Creek Falls when something totally unexpected happened. Take a look. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and honestly, that felt like a miracle. Seeing how many rocks fell without any warning really makes it seem like they were some of the luckiest people alive. If you watch it in slow motion, you can actually see just how close they were to being hit. And that sound the rocks made when they slammed into the water, that must have been terrifying. I wouldn't be surprised if they had nightmares about it afterward. If they ever felt unlucky before, I think their luck was just saving itself for this moment. But it's also a serious reminder. Those Navajo sandstone cliffs are naturally unstable, and rockfalls can happen anytime, in any season. So if you ever go out there, be extremely careful. Brian and Emily are a beautiful couple who, in 2024, made the ultimate decision. They left their 9-to-5 careers behind and hit the open road, living and exploring full-time in their fully converted Sprinter camper van. Honestly, it's probably the best thing they could have done, and something many of us dream of doing one day. Their videos are all about their adventures, taking us along for the ride and giving us a real look into what van life is like. But of course, when you live on the road long enough, you're bound to run into some rare and sometimes terrifying experiences. In this particular video, they did something different. They let ChatGPT take the wheel and plan a trip through British Columbia, Canada.
Hey everyone, we've been in Canada exploring beautiful British Columbia now for a couple of days on our way up to the Stewart-Cassiar Highway to start our journey up to Alaska. Between where we are right now and the start of the Cassiar, we have several hundred miles and we really don't know much about the area. It's so big and so vast and there's just a ton of different options. So we decided it might be fun to ask AI or ChatGPT where to go.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So we're gonna give it a prompt and we're gonna tell it that we've got, a couple of days and we want some free camping along the way. We want dog-friendly hikes and maybe also some poutine.
Yeah, maybe the best poutine in the area.
And let's see where it takes us.
We might not follow it to a T, but let's see what happens.
So first night, it's telling us to head to Bowron Lake Provincial Park, which is about 2 hours from here. Looks like a pretty area. You want to check it out?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
They got the answer and the destination, hopped in the van, and hit the road. But as we all know, ChatGPT doesn't always account for everything, and it ended up sending them to a campsite that was closed. So they had to find another spot to camp.
Well, we just pulled into this campground. And all the sites say they're reserved and there's no one appears to be working here. So we're thinking that this campground is still technically closed.
Well, there's just no one here at all.
Yeah, and it looks like they're doing like some road maintenance. And I think it's still just a sleepy little place that hasn't quite woken up yet from the winter. Beautiful, but this may be a first red check mark for AI. Wouldn't be free either, so that was the other thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got skunked on that site, but I think we got a pretty good lead on another, so let's go check it out.
Eventually, they found a place to camp, cooked up something simple, and settled in for the night. The next morning, they hit the road again, heading to their next location, which, thankfully, seemed a bit more promising than the last one.
First impressions on our first night of AI.
Well, I'd have to say I'm a little skeptical, not gonna lie. After yesterday driving like an extra 2 hours than we needed to, and not knowing that that campground wasn't open for the season, and it wasn't free, and it wasn't en route, not feeling really good about today. How about you?
I'm skeptical also, but
At least it's getting us out there, like deep into BC.
True.
It was a pretty drive. We saw some moose, a lot of lakes and rivers. So worst case, we just see beautiful British Columbia that we normally wouldn't, because it is kind of taking us off route. But today's sounding maybe a little better.
Yeah, so for today, it has us going to Burns Lake, and it's about a 4-hour drive from here. It says travel through the Caribou Mountains along Highway 16, enjoying the picturesque landscapes.
They got to the spot, and thankfully, this one wasn't closed, but they still had to find their own campsite. Not cool, ChatGPT. Anyway, it turned out to be a pretty awesome location. They parked the van, experienced what felt like 2 different seasons within a few minutes, made some dinner, and got ready to settle in for the night as the sun went down. But unfortunately, this night wasn't going to be as calm as they expected.
Got our first knock.
First knock.
5 o'clock. Why did he want?
You wanted to know what time it was?
Why?
Hey, I don't know if that's really what he wanted, but that's all he was gonna get.
What does he want? It's only 5:30 in the morning.
I don't think he really knows what's going on. He looks a little lost. There's a tent over here now that wasn't here when we went to bed. He just looks really confused. I think maybe he just had a really long night. First time he came by, he said he didn't have his phone. He asked what time it was. He's walking around looking for something. I think he's in this tent over here. He's just kind of moving stuff around, and I'm not that worried about it. Emily is, though.
It's just odd. He knocked on our door at 5 o'clock just to ask what time it was. That's strange.
Not saying he doesn't have other intentions, but watching him, he does look very lost and confused about what's going on, and maybe he really did lose his phone. We'll keep our distance. I'll keep my eye on him. Got a couple things outside. They're still there. That's good. One is a trail cam, so that might pull some interesting footage from that.
Didn't capture the bears we wanted, just...
What did I say? Humans, stay away from the van. We just want wildlife.
Now, what do I think about this man? To be honest, it did seem really suspicious. I mean, showing up at 5 a.m. to knock on someone's van door. Yeah, my guess. He saw the van parked in this remote spot, probably assumed it was abandoned for the night, and knocked just to check if someone was inside. That whole "what time it is" excuse felt like a cover, like he was trying not to come off as a thief. But in reality, maybe his intention was to get inside and take whatever he could. I know. I can't say for sure that's what would have happened, but it definitely felt that way. I've always said, in the wilderness, it's not the animals you need to worry about, it's the people, especially when they show up doing strange stuff like this. Now, to be fair, there's always a chance the guy was telling the truth, but considering where they were and how it all went down, you can never be too sure. And honestly, here's what really sticks with me. In that area, over the years, more than 80 women have gone missing or been murdered. So it really makes you wonder, if a woman had been alone in that van, would this situation have ended the same way, or in a completely different, tragic way? Back in 2014, 3 Russian construction workers were taking a break from their job at a site, just relaxing with their dog on an island in Russia. Out of nowhere, a bear cub wandered in. The dog started playing with it, and the guys were laughing and enjoying the moment so much that they decided to film it. But here's the thing. What they didn't stop to think about is that a bear cub is almost never alone.
Конечно, поломать мы победим сейчас. Сейчас она ему поймает.
They kept recording what looked like a completely innocent moment. Two different species just playing together. But then, out of nowhere, the mama bear appeared from behind. The workers froze instantly, not sure what their next move should be. It turned into a silent standoff. Them watching the bears watching them, everyone hoping it would just end peacefully. Maybe it would have. But then their dog decided to take a step toward the bears, and that's when everything changed.
Нет места. Вот, так я уже эту всю флешку снимал. Ничего себе.
For the mother bear, that was all the confirmation she needed. She knew this group was a threat to her cubs, and without a second's hesitation, she charged. The video cuts off there, and unfortunately, what happened next is grim. The next day, search crews arrived on the island. What they found was nothing short of horrifying, the bodies of the 3 Russian men torn to shreds. The dog didn't survive either. Only patches of fur were found in the area, no body in sight, likely because the bears had eaten it. The scene was so gruesome that visual identification was impossible. Investigators had to rely on dental records to confirm that the remains belonged to the 3 workers who had filmed the encounter. The bears were never caught. There's one crucial lesson to take from this. If you ever see a bear cub in the wild, that's your sign to leave immediately. The mother is always close, even if you don't see her. And trust me, you can't outrun or overpower her. These 3 men never stood a chance. Trent Weldy Outdoors is a channel where Trent shares his genuine outdoor experiences, whether he's exploring solo or hanging out with friends. His videos feel like little snapshots of his life captured naturally. In this one, he's car camping with a friend near a dam in Florida, ready for a chill adventure.
Hi, we're out here again at a undisclosed location. We're got the fire going, got some charcoal, a little bit of charcoal in there as well. Gonna grill up a couple burgers real quick. Hopefully they come out pretty good. Put some Worcestershire and some Everglades on them, and we should be pretty jam up. Probably gonna make some mashed potatoes as well, and chow down. And then we'll so we got here kind of late. It was dark. We're having a little trouble finding a good spot, and then we found this one, got this fire going, and we'll catch up with you guys, I guess, a little bit later. Maybe take a look at the burgers when they're done. You can't really see it at all. So this is the dam. Only dam I know of in Florida. It's pretty wild. Can't see anything. Yeah, but there's I'm set up here in the car, in the back seat, and I have just a blanket, seats laid down, and made a makeshift pillow for there. Put the cooler to the side. It's just long enough to fit. Been wanting to do this for a while in this car, just to see. It's a little bit cramped. If I took this cooler out, it'd make a big difference, but I just don't really want to put it out. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
In the middle of the night, Trent was suddenly jolted awake by some strange noises. Someone was trying to get into his car.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but so I'm sleeping in my car in a parking lot, and there's somebody walking around between our cars. He's walking around both mine and Dustin's. He tried to open my door, but luckily my car was locked. Hopefully he goes away.
This is crazy. He's just like looking at everything. He's like looking up against the window. This is crazy.
The next morning, Trent stepped outside, trying to piece together what had happened and figure out where those mysterious sounds had come from.
So here we are in the parking lot here. We just got up. I went to the bathroom a little bit ago, but got up for good now. And there's a trail in the woods, so whatever was walking around the car, it looked like it was up on two legs like a human, but whatever it was come out of this trail and went down into the woods somewhere. I don't know. Definitely not going to be staying here again tonight, though, that's for sure. There's a tiny little turtle. I mean, this thing's like, I don't know, maybe like 3 inches long.
That was it. He got attacked by the Ninja Turtle. Seriously though, someone trying to break into your car while you're sleeping is a nightmare scenario. One smart move in situations like that is to make noise. Say something to let whoever it is know you're awake. People trying to break into cars usually do it because they think the place is empty, hoping to make a quick buck from whatever they find, or to steal the vehicle. But they usually scatter as soon as they realize someone's around. Thankfully, nothing happened to Trent or his friend, and they decided to leave that spot, finding a safer place to sleep instead. In 2024, police were chasing a vehicle involved in a high-speed pursuit that had managed to get away. Their search led them down a forest road, where they finally spotted the car. Officers drew their guns and ordered the driver to step out with hands raised, but no response came. What they found next was even more disturbing.
Sheriff's office, if anybody's in the vehicle, show yourself now! Sheriff's office, I can hear kids crying. Sheriff's office! Watch down, I got up. Yep. Little one. Front of the car. Can't believe this.
Hi, little guys.
This is freaking horrible.
You know, already I'll get the DHS line up here. Do they want medical too?
Sweetie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hi. How are you? You have such pretty blue eyes. Hi there.
We're out with the children.
Hi there.
Can we get a whole DHS? Need to respond immediately. And medical killed one to the bottom of where the gate's at for the children, just to check on them.
Yeah, are you okay?
Just
It's okay, baby.
Just make sure he's not hiding up there. I know, that's what I'm doing.
You all right, baby?
If we can secure,
I don't like this, dude.
I can get Capo out to do a research.
Let's secure them in our cars.
Yeah.
Because at least just take the whole car seat.
It's okay, honey. Good. Go all the way to the top of Wagon Trail. You'll come to a gate that's now open. Follow that up. You'll come to a house at Fort.
The kids were left vulnerable and helpless inside the car, but thankfully the deputies found them just in time to prevent a tragedy. Reports say the children had been abandoned there for about 2 hours before being located. The situation started with a domestic disturbance, during which a man fled the scene with the kids. Further investigation uncovered suspected fentanyl and methamphetamine in the vehicle alongside the children. The man now faces 14 charges, including third-degree robbery, fourth-degree felony domestic violence assault, harassment, first-degree theft, 2 counts of second-degree child neglect, 5 counts of reckless endangerment, reckless driving, attempting to elude police, and a parole violation for coercion. It's clear he's going away for a long time. We can only hope that with the state's help, the children will get the love and support they desperately need moving forward. Tokyo Lens Explore is a channel fully dedicated to the spirit of exploration, from ancient temples and remote forests to forgotten abandoned buildings steeped in history. His videos have that calm, immersive vibe that makes you feel like you're walking right alongside him, soaking in the atmosphere of these long-forgotten places. In this particular adventure, he decides to check out an empty, abandoned theme park hidden deep within a dense forest in Japan. But what should have been a peaceful exploration almost turned into a serious mistake.
This is the entrance to an abandoned theme park in Japan. Well, at least what's left of the abandoned theme park here. We've got, starting with this one building up here, and over here, there's a whole set of extra buildings. Now, this place seems to have been abandoned somewhere around 2014. And I have one concern today, which is this right here. See, we've got bear warnings in here, and there are plenty of bears in this part of Japan. Let's just poke and take a look inside. I don't actually want to go in because I don't entirely trust the structural integrity, but I'm assuming this would have been the main entrance lodge area. We have a billiard pool table over there. Some kind of dining space over here, and then what I'm guessing was probably the main ticket gate area right here. Now, I am carrying my bear spray with me just in case. Unfortunately, in terms of season, it's that season where mother bears will take their children out for walks. And even for black bears, that's when things can get a little more aggressive. So we will proceed with caution and care today as we go forward.
Yeah, the place was plastered with bear activity warnings, so staying alert was a must, especially knowing how many hidden spots a bear could be lurking. He moved cautiously through the park, checking out nearly every building, taking in the decay and abandoned objects. But those warning posters brought back memories of a close encounter he had a few years earlier.
A few years back, I was making a video about an abandoned village, and I kind of did it in two pieces. Before, I'd gone out to make a bit of a joke video, and then while in the area, I found out that there was still one remaining resident in the village. And so I went back and I decided I was going to live in the village until I found him, and spent a few days living there, talking to locals, getting people to show us the homes that they used to live in, and eventually did meet him. But in the process of recording one of those videos, I had come across a sound in a forest that originally I thought was just a monkey, and it kept getting closer and closer. I was like, it's a weird sounding monkey. It was a bit of a squeak, a cry, a wee. And it wasn't until about 2 years later that I learned that that was not a monkey, and that was the cry of a baby bear asking for its mother's help.
And just as he was walking, talking, and enjoying himself, something unexpected happened that completely changed the vibe of the exploration.
Mention of tennis courts, and gate ball courts. Does anybody play gate ball? Is that like, oh crap, guys. We are, oh boy. All right, something big moved over there. Ooh. Just in case, I am going to prepare the bear spray. We're gonna keep ourselves down on this side, because I don't know if you heard that, but whatever it was, It was big and it was surprised by us, which is one of the reasons I tend to do these walks while talking instead of silent, but won't be going up there anymore. Bear spray is at the ready. Whew. That one genuinely made me jump. Whatever it was big. We're gonna take a quick peek into here.
I'm pretty sure this guy could survive a horror movie. He didn't waste a single second. The moment he heard that sound, he ran. Considering this place is known for bear activity, the chances of it being a bear were high. It's smart he didn't stick around to double check, even if it turned out to be a tiny kitten, which it clearly wasn't because the sound was massive. What I really love is that he had bear spray with him, and that's exactly what I recommend whenever you're in the forest. Never get too curious. If something feels off or there's a chance something dangerous is around, just leave. Adam used to be really into camping, filming, and sharing his trips on YouTube. These days, he mostly posts moto POV videos, but there was one particular camping trip that didn't go as planned, and maybe that's exactly why he doesn't camp as often anymore.
We're out here at Sugar Creek. Got a new camping location that we're going to. There's Jeremiah over there. And got a all-terrain wagon here that we're pulling a bunch of stuff on, and then our backpacks. So hopefully this thing works out. Got a big downhill to go down, and then it's all flat from there.
After some walking, they finally found a spot that seemed perfect for their tent and got it all set up.
Nice view. Sit here and fly my drone like I was talking about. Alright, skipping ahead. 10-person modified dome tent with the porch. 17 by 13, including the porch. Without the porch, the tent itself, 17 by 8. So this is the porch area, all screened in. You come in, and this is the tent.
He set his camera aside and was just enjoying the evening at camp, but around 8 p.m., loud noises started echoing from deep in the woods. His brother decided to check it out, and from the other side of the field, this is what his camera captured. The strange noises kept going for a while, and later that night, they decided to track down where they were coming from. Step by step, they got closer, and the sounds grew even louder. By then, the night had fallen and it was pitch black, but they kept filming anyway.
So bad.
7:30 a.m. Got down to 40 degrees last night. Wasn't too bad, but woke up this morning. It was pretty chilly, so I got up, walked across the field to get into the sun. The sun hasn't reached the tent yet, it's way over there. But yeah, that was pretty fun last night with that whole thing going on. Hearing them noises, wasn't exactly sure where it was coming from. Figured out that it was across the field, at the end of the field here. There's a road and there's a house, like right over there, across the road. That's where all them noises were coming from. Still don't know what was going on. No music playing.
They thought they were miles away from any sign of life, but it turned out there was one house out there, and that's where the guy was. Now, what exactly was he doing? To me, it sounded like he was singing, but in a way that didn't feel quite right. I mean, sure, you can sing anywhere you want, but screaming songs into the night for hours in the middle of nowhere is unsettling, to say the least. I guess he might have had some kind of mental illness and was singing out of sheer delirium. And honestly, I don't think it's safe to camp anywhere near a person behaving like that. What if he decided to go for a midnight walk and stumbled upon their tent? I doubt he'd break into another round of singing. Of course, we can't say for certain that he was unwell. Maybe there's a completely different explanation, but it definitely felt strange. Thankfully, Adam and his friend made it through the night without incident, and the only lasting memory was that bizarre concert. What do you think was going on with that guy? That's it for today. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we post. Also, leave a comment below sharing your favorite encounter. And if you have a story of your own that you'd like to have shared, send it to the email in the description. Don't forget to click on one of the videos on the screen to see more.